I have a lot more testing. Let's talk about the Pixel because that's what we're all here for. Well, at least I know some are, some aren't. But so look, I know I've been so my wife was telling me, she was like, look, somebody posted your video of the device overheating, uh, the one I did yesterday. She said, look, somebody posted it in the Google Pixel Reddit thread. And I was like, really? And she handed me her phone and I was looking at it. And yeah, look, it wasn't the absolute perfect test because if you missed it, I'm sure most of y'all probably saw it. But what I did was take the new Pixel 11 Pro XL, take it outside in the heat. And the whole purpose of me going outside was to see if I could get it to overheat. It wasn't to review the video or review the camera. Takes some badass pictures, and that's the frustrating thing. But let's get back to the video. So my whole intentions yesterday was to try to get it to overheat. Little did I know it was going to take 1 minute and 47 seconds. I thought it would take 5, maybe 10 minutes. I took a few pictures and boom, it was there. So I got criticized, and that's look. I don't take anything personal. I think somebody even called me a clown. I've been called worse. It's okay. I'm a big boy. I can take it, right? Like that stuff doesn't. I've called people a clown before in not a lot, but I've done it before. So I'm like, well, what goes around comes around. It doesn't offend me. But I want to mention the whole point of that video yesterday was to try to get it to overheat, because I put out a short 2 or 3 days ago saying, uh-oh, this is not good news. I've been seeing a ton of reviewers say the phone has given them the device is too hot warning, right? That notification. And even before I got the phone, I put a short out saying, well, damn, this is not good. I've seen a number of reviewers say this. So I was like, well, when we get it in, let's see. So that was the whole point of the video. I think some people thought it was going to be a video test, a video review. No, I was trying to get it, trying to get it to overheat. I was trying to push its limits to see what would happen, right? And yeah, it wasn't the perfect test. I'll be the first to admit. Like, damn it, am I going to zoom in again? This stupid ass webcam. Uh, yeah, it wasn't the perfect video, right? And some are saying, oh, well, it's not a fair comparison because I took my S26 Ultra out there and the iPhone out there, and well, I was recording with the iPhone the entire time. I did not even stop it. And I put that up on a tripod, the iPhone 17 Pro, and started recording myself and started recording. And then in the middle of recording, well, not after the first time it gave me that warning, maybe like a couple minutes into the recording, I was like, well, you know what? Let me record video 4K 60 on here, just like on the Pixel, and see if I can get this to overheat. It was 102 outside, and I laid it down on the concrete. And look, I wasn't staring. I was off doing this with the Pixel, so I wasn't looking down at my Samsung to see if I got that notification. But a telltale sign of a device getting too hot and losing functionality is, like you saw in the video, the Pixel will not change sensors. You couldn't switch from 12 to 50, or you couldn't zoom in, or it'll start breaking down. It'll start reducing how many features it gives you because it's just too hot. It just simply can't handle it. And it was also choppy. So like the operating system, very choppy, very sluggish. The video playback that you see on the screen, if you move your phone, it's a like you have slow motion, right? The Pixel was essentially shutting down. Samsung was running fine, like not one issue at all. And it was on the concrete, 102 outside. I'm sure the radiant temperature coming off from the concrete had to have been 110, 115. So like, I know it wasn't technically a one-to-one test comparison, but I think some people that were criticizing me don't realize I didn't shoot the video yesterday to technically test it against the S26 Ultra or test it against the iPhone 17 Pro. The whole point of the video was to record myself and see how long it would take the Pixel to overheat. So yeah, I get it. I mean, if you didn't know that going watching the video, I can see how you would see it that way, but I sorry. So I was gonna try and go out today. I would get some camera samples and stuff. Guess what? It overheated on me again today. So I'm gonna, if I have time today, I'm gonna try to do a more fair comparison. Because here's what I could add to it. I want to make it as I say as truthful as possible, but I want to show you what I'm seeing on the phone and how many times it gives me that, or gives you that notification. So what I was thinking is, I could record video on the Pixel, and then while I hit record on the Pixel, pull down the notification tab and hit screen record, so I can record the operating system in the camera app. So essentially you're going to be seeing what I'm seeing on the screen, and you'll see every time it pops up, device too hot, device too hot, device, shutting down features, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll, upload that so you can see exactly, what it shows. But it's a real freaking issue. Like, there's no way. I was thinking about this today. I'm not keeping this phone. I mean, I'm sending it back. Now, is it a fluke thing? Maybe. Now, here's another issue that I have not talked about, that well, I've only had it for a day or so, but here's another issue that's coming up. Now, it's a little concerning because it's not just my phone. So I got this phone through Verizon. My text messages, my service is jacked up. Now, it's not just on my phone. My wife's Pixel 11 Pro is jacked up. My wife's brother's Pixel 11 Pro XL is jacked up. So my wife's, my brother-in-law's, and my Pixel all have issues. Now theirs haven't overheated, but they haven't been out in the heat like I have. So who's to say? That's what I'm trying to figure out is this an issue with all Pixels, or is it just some Pixels? My brother-in-law is sending his back to Google Fi, and they're sending him a new one. It's that jacked up. So this is not like, this is not good. This is not good at all. This is an absolute horrible launch. I mean, it's embarrassing. It honestly, it honestly makes me wonder, do they test these devices? I mean, I know they do, but do they? Like, do they really test them? Because Samsung, Apple, when they get ready to launch a new device, what they'll do is they'll manufacture maybe 1,000, right? Once they make their mind up on the device, the way it looks, the internals, the hardware, they'll actually make 1,000 of them. And then what they'll do is they'll essentially hand them out. Now, even the employees have to sign NDAs. You can't post this. This is top secret. But they'll hand out 1,000 of them to employees and let them take it home, or maybe just use in the office. But they'll actually let them use it for a month or so, and they'll have to file bug reports, what happened, what went wrong, and they'll actually internally test these devices. Now, I would think Google does the same thing. In fact, I would almost bet on that, meaning they probably do a similar internal testing. But it makes you wonder, are they only testing 5, 10, 100 of these? Because I honestly, I honestly cannot imagine them putting out a device, giving it the green light, if they got one like mine. There's no way. In fact, if I was employed by Google and I was on the Pixel department, they handed me, I would be like, no, we cannot put this out to public until we figure this out. It's jacked up. Like, how do you expect people to go to SeaWorld with their family? Hell, I was on when I told you my wife handed me the her phone because somebody in the Pixel Reddit thread posted my video. I was going through the comments of that video. There were a ton of people saying they have the same issue. There was a guy that said he walked his dog and his daughter to the park, right in their neighborhood park. And he said he started taking 5 pictures and he got the overheating thing. And here's the catch. He said it was 78 degrees where he's at, where he was located. He didn't say where, but he said, and the worst part about it is it is 78 degrees right now. 78 degrees and your phone is doing that. I'm almost speechless because we've only had the public for 2 days, and essentially everybody's had it for at least 24 hours. And I'm seeing a number of people, I'm seeing this pop up as an issue for a number of people, not just creators, but everybody in general. Now, here's the other thing. I don't know how many this affects. I don't know if it's 10% of, you would think they would be all the same, right? Because they have a very, very strict mold, suppliers, hardware. Technically, they're all the same. So I don't know why some would overheat, some don't. Now look, we don't know if these people are telling the truth. Obviously, that's why I like to document this stuff and put it on video, but some people are saying theirs are fine. So I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. I have no friggin' clue. But it's not good. I know that. I know for sure I'm not keeping mine. Now, am I going to return it and request another one, or am I just going to be done with it? Because that's the thing that sucks, is it reduces our options as US buyers, right? It reduces our options as US buyers. Hang on, let me plug in this this iPhone's getting low. Because all we have in the United States officially is Apple, Samsung, Google, and I guess technically nothing, but I don't even recommend their phones at this point because they only work for T-Mobile. And you know, for me, it doesn't get Wi-Fi 7 on these nothing phones. So it's just, it really upsets me, honestly. Hang on, let me plug this in. Damn, can it reach there? Oh, it's so close. I don't think it will. Damn it. Let me try this. Hang on. iPhone's about to die. Yo, as much as I dog on iPhone, y'all know I love to troll Apple. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. That iPhone 17 Pro, that thing's a little army tank. I mean, it is full metal jacket. That thing chugging through 102 degree weather yesterday. I mean, I do have to give them some respect because the iPhone it held its own out there. I'm not even lying. Will it reach? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna have a cable in front of my face. Y'all can't see it, can you? Okay, cool. Oh boy. Let's see what's going on with y'all. Okay, so here's this. Anybody in the comments? Anybody in the comments, do you have a Pixel 11 series? If you do, has your device given you that it's too hot warning? I keep on getting these invites to co-host on TikTok. Huh. Pixel so bad, rename it to Pixel. I guess they could. What's going on? What's going on, brother? Locked and loaded. Appreciate you being here today, sir. Yes, sir. You too. How is Miami? It's hot. It's hot in there. It's hot in South Florida, huh? I already know. Hey, somebody in the Pixel Reddit thread said that their device overheated. Their Pixel 11 was, I think it was a Pro, and they're in Miami, and they said, "Damn, it's hot and humid out here," and it shut down on them. I think they said after they ate at a marina, went out to the boat dock and took some pictures of some boats, and he said that's when he got his notification, and the camera essentially resorted to just the 1x regular camera sensor, and that's it, meaning you couldn't zoom in, you couldn't change your to 50 megapixel, couldn't record video. Like, god dang. It's kind of frustrating. The Pixel is so picky about what charger. Oh, that's another story. It gets, given that they don't include their own proprietary charger in the box. So that's another video that I'm gonna redo. I don't have time today, but I do have an official 45 watt Google charger. My wife is using it because I'm like, whatever. I'm not a big Pixel user, at least anymore. And it looks like I won't be, but I gave her the charger anyways. I'm gonna probably borrow that charger tomorrow and do another charging test. And that's another thing that frustrates me, is if the charging is full power and you get, I know they don't, all phones don't get what they say, they don't get what they're rated at, meaning like if your S26 Ultra is rated at 60 watts, it's rare that you hit 60 watts, right? I think the closest I've gotten to on my S26 Ultra is 47 watts, 47 or 48, right? I get that, right? But yesterday, I was getting what, 17, 18? Like that's less than half, way less than half. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but it would suck, right? Because what if you use the Pixel charger rated at 45 watts, your phone's 45 watts, you plug it in, let's say you get 40 watts, right? Well, then, you're going to have to buy an official charger, which sucks. And that's still not okay, because that's essentially what Apple's doing. What a lot of these companies do, they nickel and dime their customers saying, oh yeah, it's rated at 45 watts. You can get 75% in just 30 minutes. Oh boy. But you got to buy our $50, $60 charger. Really? You're going to raise the price on us. And then you're going to tell us if we want to hit those speeds, we have to spend more money and buy another one of your products. No, I'm good. I'll pass. That's what I like about Samsung. Doesn't do that. OnePlus doesn't do that. Motorola doesn't do that. Now I know you're going to say, well, OnePlus, you have to have the Super VOOC charger for OnePlus. No, my 140 watt charger right here activates the Super VOOC charging, proprietary charging method in my OnePlus. I can charge the OnePlus 15 and whatever it's rated at, 100% in like 28 minutes, just like I had the OnePlus charger. So I don't have any of those problems with any of my other phones. And we will shame Google tomorrow if that is true, because I don't like that. And I don't think y'all should too. And it's just,